Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry. And I've been in this house before. It's been a few years though. And this is a polyester carpet. Overall, actually, it's in really good shape, actually. Except there are issues with a cat has been pee-peeing on the carpet, mostly behind the couch over here and over on the other side of the table over there. And when I vacuumed, by the way, I used the Kirby on this carpet because it's such a thick plush carpet. The Kirby powers through it no problem because of the power drive and being able to adjust it so well, precisely for the plush carpet. It works really well for that. So that's why I carry a Kirby as well as my hush tone on the van. Some carpets are better with the Kirby. What am I doing here? Because they have 4 cats and 2 dogs, and although I only saw a couple of spots that were visible behind the couch. She said there had been some staining over here, although she had been getting them out. She's got some kind of a little machine or whatever. So anyway, likely if the cat did it there, it'll probably have done it other places, and even though we might not be able to see it, I'm going to treat the whole carpet as if there's urine, well, mostly everywhere. So what I did is I've mixed up a fresh gallon. There's about 1.5 gallons in there now, but I added to what was in there already, and I used Omega Citrus because it has a deodorizer in it as well. Plus I put in about 3,000 ppm of stabilized ClO2. And although this carpet, by the way it looks, doesn't really require a 2-step process, I am going to do a 2-step because I want to apply a little heavier than normal, particularly in the areas where I know there is urine. So I'll be able to flood the carpet a little bit more effectively. I'm going to use a white pad on this polyester, white fiber pad, and they work great on them, by the way. And then I'm going to follow it up with my extraction pad. So if it wasn't for the urine, I would have just done a single step on this carpet because it has no visible soiling. But because of the urine, that's why I'm doing it the way I am. And I actually have my ozone generator running right now. You can hear it buzzing away. See the light? And I'm just pumping it into the air. And I can smell it already, just to freshen up the air in here. I think it puts out about 0.04 parts per million or something like that. Enough that you can certainly smell it. And it's just kind of an added treatment that I will do sometimes when I think maybe it warrants it. I mean, I can't really, I think I can smell pee-pee a little bit. But anyway. And now as I'm going over, I'm also going to be keeping my eyes peeled on the carpet because I find that with the spotlight, with this floodlight I've got on here, I can see stains, sometimes urine stains, that otherwise I wouldn't have been able to see just because of the way the light just seems to really pick things up. Anyway, so my experience is that when we have known urine stains, it's almost better to assume that there's more pee than you see, and just treat it accordingly. And yeah, I don't think we had this problem in the past when I was here, but anyway, this house is actually it's way up the hillside above Kelowna. It's about 15 minutes from the airport, basically straight up the mountainside. Kelowna is actually in a valley, Okanagan Valley, and so we've got mountains on each side. Not really high mountains, but pretty high. There's still snow on the ground in some places up here, whereas the valley is all melted now. A really nice place though, right in the bush. I kind of like that. Don't like it when there's wildfires happening, but it'd be kind of cool to have a house like that. Yeah, so this is as I mentioned, this is a polyester, and I think, I'm going to guess, it's around 10 years old. This is the basement area, and I think they probably spend most of their time upstairs, and that's why, although it is a polyester, it's actually pretty decent shape. They actually don't last too bad if you don't step on them. And this room down here is, well, it must be at least 700 square feet or so. I'm cleaning about 650 of it, I figure, because I'm not moving the sectional or that chair there. So, but about 650 square feet here in this lower floor in this house. So I can move pretty quick. You can see with the fiber pad on, particularly because the carpet has no real visible soiling. So I'm really just using the fiber pad to do a quick scrub in, and then I'll be applying it heavier when I get in behind the couch over here, because I know there's some urine staining over here. So I'll be able to apply a little heavier in there. And the CO2, even though it's urine, or cat urine, it doesn't. I don't think it really makes any difference. I mean, I know it makes a difference when you're using enzymes. The different characteristics of the cat urine opposed to dog urine, but I don't think it really actually makes any difference with the CO2. With the stabilized CO2, it basically breaks down organic staining, and it doesn't. I don't think it really matters what the source is, whether there's increased proteins as there is in cat urine. I don't think it makes a difference. But you do need to make sure you're getting enough and into the carpet, and that it is contacting the urine. So when I get to the areas where I know there's pee, I will be pulling the trigger a little more and applying it a little heavier. But otherwise, most of it, I won't be wetting it more than I might normally, usually. But I don't know if you can tell as I'm going back and forth. You can see the yarn of the carpet is being pulled apart very effectively by the fiber pad. And of course, it's as I move back and forth and move forward, I'm going over the carpet 360 degrees, coming at the yarn from every direction. And after 29 years of doing this, it certainly is extremely effective. I need to pull some slack here. Now I'm going to pull the trigger, and now it's on. I'm moving forward, leaving it on, and now it's off. And that'll be plenty in this area. And I'm just, as I go back, I'm not applying any more now. I don't need to. I know I've got more than enough in there now. And there was a yellow stain there, but it looks like it's already gone. I pre-treated it, by the way. I had my pressure sprayer down here with some omega in it, and I've got stabilized CO2 in there at 2,000 parts per million. So I already pre-treated the one really obvious urine stain. It looks like it's pretty much gone now. Yeah, I got about enough in there, looks like. So I've got the trigger on now. Moving forward, this is an area she was concerned about. Okay, now it's off. You can see how much whiter I just made the carpet right there because of the extra product in there. Now I'm just working it back and forth. Just working it in a little bit. Oh, I think I can smell it. I think I can smell urine here. Interesting, because I can't see it. So I've got the trigger on right now. It's on full bore. And I'm moving it forward and I'm just dumping in there. Okay, now it's off. So this, you can actually see it foaming up a little bit there. So you can tell. If you see it foaming right there, you can tell when you've really got a lot in there. It'll do that. And that's what I want. I'm trying to penetrate right to the backing, and that'll be plenty right there. And now I just have to let the stabilized CO2 do what it does, and it will work. I don't think I've ever been called back on a job where I've dealt with urine with an odor issue where I had to address it again. I don't think I've ever been called back since I started with the stabilized CO2, that is, which is about 5 years or so ago. Yeah, we're getting almost to the end here. It looks like I calculated almost perfectly the amount that I would need. Gonna watch don't knock that chair off of there. Yeah, there's probably half a liter in there now, half a quart. Just gonna run over this traffic lane, although it's not really visible here, but I'm gonna get rid of the product I got here. I think we'll go back to where I began. Hang on a sec. I want to go right over here one more time. So easily I can just, maneuver around. It's like, I equate using the Rotary, it's like power steering in your car. Turn your motor off and try and turn the wheel. Not so easy. Start it up, and you can, on most cars, you can turn your steering wheel with one finger. Especially the Chryslers. I remember I had a couple of Chryslers, Dodge Coronet and a Dodge Dart many years ago, and the power steering was, you literally couldn't. There was like no effort, no feedback on the Dodge cars. Not everybody's favorite, but anyway, I didn't care. Okay. We'll just put that aside. And we're going to use the Rubbermaid. Okay, so this will be the extraction step. The fiber pads do remove some soil. The hog's hair is particularly effective at removing hair and animal hair and that sort of thing. But and when I've done many videos where I've shown that when it comes to cleaning a carpet, when you do the two-step process, which is what I've been doing mostly for, well, quite a few years now, using a fiber pad and then an absorbent pad like this one, or Iron Man, or even a microfiber, the actual visible change of the carpet will normally occur within a few seconds, and usually it's the fiber pad that has the most dramatic effect almost immediately, and that's where you see the stains and the soil, etc. Basically, it's being dissolved and agglomerated and suspended into your cleaner, and then of course you would follow that up with your absorbent pad, whichever one you choose, and but the actual transformation of the carpet appearance is almost entirely up to the fiber pad, and it's very fast, and that's why I kind of that's why I've been doing it that way for so many years. But recently, when I discovered this particular pad I've got on now, which is a Rayon with polypropylene green stripes, I've been finding that I'm getting the combination of the agitation and the extraction in the singular pad, and this has become my mostly what I use now is just the single Rubbermaid Rayon pad. But it's nice to have choices, and sometimes you might use just this pad, or maybe just an Iron Man, or just a microfiber, or maybe you use a brush and then an absorbent pad, or maybe you're going to use the dirt napper, which is the pad driver, which has the bristles around the outside, and you put a pad, either a fiber pad or a absorbent pad in the center. And that's the nice thing about the Rotary, is you have so many options to choose from. You're not limited, really. Every option available is there for the Rotary, and that's one of the reasons I really like it. And of course, look how easy this is. I'm doing this with one hand. There's just no effort. My left hand's not even on the handle. There's no need to put my muscle into making this machine go left and right at all. I just slightly lift the handle, I slightly depress the handle, and it just goes. It's powering itself. And to go forward, I just walk. I'm just walking, and the handle is pressed up against my hips, basically. Actually, the machine, normally speaking, if you can see that, the handle is like right there on my thigh. That's where I normally have it. And after 29 years of doing it with the Rotary machine and building the business that I have from nothing, literally, many times I've considered changing over to using the OP machine, and I've tried various ones, and I've just never been able to justify it. And I'm not saying you shouldn't use them, by all means, but I just can't see the advantage. And when I've had this success all these decades, almost 3 decades with the rotary machine. It's kind of like, well, where's the win in this? There just is nothing about it that, at least for residential, I see as an advantage. And I much prefer having a tank on my machine and applying the solution that way as opposed to having a separate step of pre-treating or pre-spraying. That's just been my own way of doing things, I guess. Not everybody sees it that way, but I've been pushing, I guess, the shower feeding all along, right from the very beginning, and from the first time that I put up my first videos, which was over 10 years ago now. This has always been my message, that this really works. It's very simple, and it's very easy, and it's getting better all the time. And that's the neat thing too. It's not a static system that's arrived. We're constantly, all of us guys who are doing this, and I know there's lots of guys we're always kind of trying to stretch push the boundaries, as it were, and it's like, I wonder if this will work, and we try this, and then maybe this will work, and we try another thing, and we're always, we're not necessarily stuck in our ways, I guess you could say. And the simplicity is great. And again, I'm not saying that the OP is not a good choice. It is, and if that's the way you want to go, by all means. But I've always been about kind of promoting and kind of being the Rotary user, and the only other guy that really has been consistently actually doing this all along, of course, has been John Klesnick with Bonnet Pro. And of course, I really appreciate the fact that he has continually remained faithful to the rotary machine. I think that's just great. Everybody else, well, not everybody else, but a lot of guys, most guys, I guess, kind of have jumped onto the OP bandwagon, as it were, and that's fine. I'm not, it's not like one is right and one is wrong. Those of us who use the rotary are just saying, you know what, don't forget about the rotary. It's a great choice. Excellent machine. So simple, so reliable, so easy to use, and I've been proving that now. Well, for 29 years I've been doing it, and for over 10 years I've been putting out the videos to prove it. And if you're really wanting to see some impressive videos, go on to the bonnetpro.com website and take a look at the videos that he has showing his machine in action, and it's really quite impressive, and it's the real deal. The guy is so serious about the quality of everything that he does. You got to admire him for that. Okay, we're getting near the end, aren't we? Oh, actually, I gotta go behind that table yet. So we'll get in behind the table. I think I'm gonna flip and go over those areas where I already got it wet with the B side of this pad. See, the pad itself actually is not very soiled at all, which is what I expected because this carpet has really got very little visible soiling on it. It's in really quite amazing condition, actually. See, this lady really makes an effort to keep her house clean, and that's nice. Okay, so I'm going to go over this back here, just one more go with the B side of this pad now. There was a visible urine stain right about where I'm at now, and I cannot see it, so it looks like it's been removed. And then this was, I think she thought there was kind of bigger spots here, but she had addressed them with her own machine in the past, so I can smell the pee a little bit here. So the CO2 is still working away. As long as it's wet, it's still doing its thing. Okay, well, and I have got just a little bit of solution left. All right, I'm going to let you go. So thanks for watching and have a good day.